I'm Audrey Schleif, and this is Prelude to Truth. Let the love shine in our limbs like long-lost sisters reawakened in action and empathy. As the beauty in the world begins to burn again, learning to light up the legend until it is all we know, until it is all firecracker and flicker behind our eyes. Let the body be inflicted by good bones, by the celestial image of Sojourner, these stars-speckled truth into our midnights, left bright by her life. The sight to me is beautiful. Spirit body, strength of character.
Hi, my name is Giovanna Tanku, and the name of my poem is Mama Earth. Mama Earth explains that this timeline is a liminal loop. It curves back far enough to chase its own tail, so Black children always have a path to follow. We are, after all, her first loves, stubborn ones at that. She said that tonight will soon be a yesterday, what's once a tomorrow, and this homeland yearn and prints on our shoulders. You will always know to circle back. There is no past without a Black mother's mercy. The skin that pilgrimed into a nation against her will went on to invent a bloodline of reconstruction so we can wear this history in our fabric earrings, that divination in our wooden beads. We bathe ourselves in her riverbed of memories, look back in time and find a mirror. Disco ball reflection glistening like a fireplace, catch its beam on the cave walls. This is where the prophecy lies, these roots. They rule our foundation. Mama Earth wants us to endure our rhinestones branching under us, wants us to see this cotton, how it was once a bouquet of delicacies until they forced us to pick it out. We bask our patience in tea tree oil. Notice how this trauma only adorns us with crow's feet. Sit in a utopia of our sisters. Call it a clockwork diaspora, the way our knees lock into the rituals that we come from. Because Mama Earth knows origin story like the bridge of my nose, spread wide and all-encompassing. She said my flare will return in a descendant. And through it all, she promises that we will live to shine another day.
My name is James Johnson Brown, and this is Monostiches on Cutting Onions. I have some questions for my fellow white people that are too impolite to ask at dinner tables. When she died, I went for a walk and noticed too many crows on picket fences. A murder has come to roost tonight. Lenny Kravitz told me from my screen today that we're all born with 2.5 billion heartbeats, and that makes us all billionaires. I think about grand larceny and Brett Hankinson. If all heartbeats are dollars, then they put Black life on a budget. If all heartbeats are dollars, then they defunded Brianna. All heartbeats are dollars, and yet we still won't talk reparations. Instead, my grandmother emails me to tell me she hates jazz. And I overhear a man saying he's so glad he marched because Megan Thee Stallion has 2 Grammys, and isn't that just progress? A friend asks me if I want to go to brunch after she's done taking pictures at the protests. And I've read my essays. I've read Cast, I've posted and shared and marched, but the one thing white people won't say out loud is that it's all just a little selfish. We're so desperate to be part of the struggle because all we want to do is forget that we're part of the problem. Saying it's not about me is just another loophole to get out of that conversation. The one where I'm sorry is never good enough, but you don't know what else to say. We've wrung our hands so many times they've fallen off, and now we just can't seem to grasp at responsibility. My uncle sends me a book in the mail. White Guilt. How blacks and whites together destroyed the promise of the civil rights era. But the difference between responsibility and guilt is power. Guilty is victim, is policeman on trial for just doing his job. I feel guilty all the time. I say, I'm so sorry you had to go through that all the time. America's heartbeat debt can never be repaid, and it's not going to be forgiven just because we say sorry and file for moral bankruptcy. A word of advice, because I couldn't make brunch or yell at the dinner table, and because we just can't seem to listen when black voices tell us, don't just be sorry, be better.
My name is Cielo Valenzuela, and my poem is called This Black Wall. Most don't think of this black wall as a blank canvas, a place to start fresh. This black wall holds the universe, infinite realities buried in the palms of its hands. Black absorbs everything. Every color, every memory, every possibility of the universe lives in the fibers of this being. It's hard to believe this while lights reflecting off disco balls blind us into thinking this black wall is nothing special. What if we harnessed the power of the universe, allowed every color, every possibility to bleed into one reality, create a scaffolding of memories and utopia, build a tribute honoring the history that made us, make alternate realities less fictional but achievable. This black wall is giving us a chance. It whispers, give it or leave it. It gives us art and love, a form of escape from harm and hate. It whispers, afflict the comfortable, comfort the afflicted. Let us use our power to change and console those who have been denied love. Most don't think of this black wall as a blank canvas. There are millions of possibilities waiting for us. Just take another look.
I'm Jelena Hendrickson, and this is my poem, Hope in Deserts. Sunlight gliding through panes of colored plastic like stained glass. A disco ball glimmering like an altar. A time capsule in black and white. I wonder if maybe time has stopped, tangled somewhere in the haze of red and blue, satin psychedelic. Dawn, midday, eventide. She smiles sanguine despite the dust, greeting every woman with brushing fingers and pats on backs. My lungs clench, and I've never felt so safe in my life among these women. My body lets out a long breath.
Hi, I'm Kaya Lomelli, and this is my poem entitled Afflictivism. I'm here. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. I think you get it. You understand how much I want to go to all the meetings, attend the protests, see the galleries, open mics, speeches, streams, the live and the clubs, and all the books, movies, interviews, whatever you want, there's a podcast for that. I want to know. I want to make change. I want to do better, to do enough. I want to educate. I want people to know. I want people to listen, to read the post. I want to do something. I want to sign a petition. I want to start an Instagram activism page. There's 8 people dead for someone's bad day. I want to walk down the street without the ghosts of what can happen unless somebody does something about it. I want to do something about it. I just don't know what. I don't know what to do, but I'm just here. Name burnout a bared witness. We keep waiting to forgive ourselves for all the breath. Just the breath, the catch and wait, run and wait, the catch and watch the world spin around you, all altar, all something to pray to. A want for the children, from my grandmother. From Booker T to MLK, we say in the morning, at noon, right now, in this rebellion, your existence is testament, you're here. Radical kindness is the first step. Forgive yourself, and radiostatic anticipation calls you home. The rioters know kindness for ourselves is the rarest currency. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you in advance.
My name is Nia Ray Francis, and this is a poem I wrote called Black Magic. My 4-year-old cousin's favorite movie is Toy Story. I want her dolls to come to life. Tell her to keep her head up high. Despite the world crumbling, crying around her, I'll watch her hazelnut eyes light up. Listen to her giggles drown out the TV. The news reporter speaks about another Black death, about black magic, how we can enchant anything. Turn hairbrush to homicide, sorcerer into suspect, how we can become the silhouette of a weapon. My little cousin waits for me to play with her. My eyes peer at her small hands, grasping her dolls. Too young to understand what's going on around her. Too Black to not be hurt by it. I need my little cousin to never grow up, to never get pulled over or followed in stores. But one day, she will age from adorable to a threat. All the Black babies we have lost. All this world has witchcraft into weapons. I wonder what age she'll become a target when the spell will kick in. Turning gap teeth into fangs. Transforming Polly Pockets into police officers hollering, keep your hands up high. I need my little cousin to never become a bullseye. I want to walk around my neighborhood and not become a suspect. I'm 17. I shouldn't have to worry about this. Listen, I'm not angry. I'm hurt and tired of my magic being used against me. I want to perform in stadiums, pull peace out of a hat. I want to speak spells loud enough for the world to hear me say, I cry for Black Lives Matter to be a fact and not a prayer. And we'll fight until we are free. Until my little cousin can celebrate her Black girl magic, her breath, no longer a spell being hexed away.